We're more than just podcasts and a radio station at Boise State Public Radio. We're a trusted resource and a lifeline for communities across Idaho. It's up to all of us to safeguard public media's future. You can learn more at protectmypublicmedia.org. Together, we can ensure that Boise State Public Radio remains a trusted resource for you and your neighbors for generations to come.
From the studios of Boise State Public Radio News, I'm Gemma Gaudette. More Idaho Matters right now. During the COVID-19 pandemic, many communities in Idaho were fractured. They were split apart by social distancing, with a lot of folks choosing to stay at home instead of connecting with friends and neighbors. Well, now cities and towns are working to heal, and the mayor of Caldwell has a new initiative to get people to reconnect. In fact, to give residents a sense of belonging and to encourage folks to give back and help their neighbors whenever they can. It's called the Seasons of Caldwell, and it's being billed as a year-long celebration of community, service, learning, and giving. So joining us today to talk more about this is Caldwell Mayor Jerome Wagner. Nice to have you on the show, Mayor.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
And let me, I said your first name wrong, Jerome, so my apologies. So with that said, Mayor, tell us about this idea and where it came from.
Yeah, and I appreciate what you said. You really hit it on the head about really coming out of that COVID pandemic and just really trying to reconnect with our community. It seems like it's very easy to be negative in the world today. And so we're trying to create pathways for people to show positivity and show how much of a community we are here in Caldwell. And so it's really just about how can we show each other that we care about each other and that we're here to help each other whenever we need to do that.
So what's your mission with this project? I mean, what are you really hoping to accomplish with this?
So the mission is really just to, again, just create those positive feelings in the community, encouraging people to do good and to show the good that they're doing. The different seasons. So there's just like in regular year, there's 4 seasons of Caldwell. There's the season of caring, the season of service, a season of learning, and then a season of giving at the end of the year. And so it's really about people taking advantage of those. So for example, right now we're actually in the season of caring. It ends tomorrow. And so it's just trying to get people to do things that show how much they care. And then highlighting those, taking a picture, a little video of maybe if it's your kids, your neighbor, and then posting that on your social media with a hashtag Caldwell Season of Caring. And that way we can kind of track the good things that people are doing. I know that my staff, we were able to go out and visit a lot of the local businesses in Caldwell, take them a plate of cookies and just a note saying that we care about them and we're grateful for them to be in Caldwell.
So as you mentioned, it's 4 seasons, right? And tomorrow the season of caring ends. But I want to go back for a minute, if we could, to the season of giving, because when you say, this is for everyone, my understanding is that you have an 11-year-old son, and he even got into the season of caring. Talk to us about what he did.
Yeah. And thank you so much for bringing that up. We are taught by our little ones so many times. And this was one of those instances with my 11-year-old son. And again, obviously we talk about the things that are going on in Caldwell at our home and kind of things that are happening. And so we're talking about, the season of caring. And then my wife mentioned she has a coworker that's battling cancer right now, just recently was diagnosed with that. They had created a GoFundMe account to help pay for some of her medical bills and things of that nature. My wife and I were talking about that. And my 11-year-old son was sitting there and he's like, what's a GoFundMe account? Why do people do that? And so we were able to talk to him and explain to him the purpose of that and the reasoning of it. And then he, of his own accord, went into his bedroom, came out with a $20 bill and gave it to my wife for her to give to her coworker to help pay for her medical bills. And, $20, kind of like I said, is to us maybe not seem like that much, but to an 11-year-old boy, that's nearly all the money he has in the world. And so that was just such a testament to me of the positivity that this can create, of just inspiring our next generation to basically give all that they have for those in need. And so it was just really inspiring to me to see that. He has an amazing mother that's taught him so well to follow that example and to just give unto others and show that you care in those little ways.
So what is the next season going to be?
So the next season will be the season of service, and we're super excited to partner with the service organizations within our community, and that'll be around the end of April. in conjunction with, there's always, we have a Caldwell cleanup day at the end of April. So I thought that'd be a perfect time to kick that off, and really just encouraging people to get out and serve your community, whether it's, at the Caldwell cleanup day or helping your neighbor. Spring cleaning is always a great time to get out, help your neighbors, whether they're elderly or not able to do things for themselves and clean up their yard, or just help them get ready for summers that's coming in. So that'll be, again, that third, fourth week of April, kicking that off for that 2 or 3 week time period at that time.
So how have you been trying to make sure that people do get involved and take part in this initiative? I mean, not everybody like your son has the mayor living at their house that can, remind them that this is going on.
Yeah, and that's a great point. So we've been really trying to get out in the community, and we know that this is something that we want to carry on for years to come. And so it's going to, obviously, hopefully creates that following as we continue with it, and more people learn about it. As I mentioned, my staff and I were able to recently go out. I used to, before I was mayor, my wife and I owned a small business in Caldwell. It was a soda shop, and we had wonderful cookies. So we learned how to make those pretty well. So I was able to make some of our sugar cookies and take those around to the businesses in Caldwell with a little letter. And it was really cool to go into these businesses, give them their plate of cookies with a little note about the season of caring, just to inform them. But I was surprised how many already knew about it. The majority already knew and already been doing things. So it was really cool to see that the word has been getting out. So we just want to get the community aware of it. And we know it's going to take some time, but us being a part of that, getting out in the community and doing those things, and then asking those businesses to follow suit, and the public has been really, really receptive, and very heartwarming to see how it's taken off.
So you're also partnering with another compassionate project, which is called Hearts Across the Valley. Can you talk to us about that? What is it?
Yeah, so that's an initiative from CBH Homes, and it worked out perfect to kind of kick it off together with our season of caring. So Rhonda Conger with them was inspired on a trip that she took, and she could tell it, I'm sure, much better than me, but a trip she took to Kansas City, and she saw these hearts scattered throughout the town, and they were all decorated. They were, pretty good size, 4 feet tall or so, and they all had different kinds of decorations on them. And so she became very intrigued and kind of asked, what is this? What is this hearts? What are these doing all over the town? And it was just kind of that, to create that positive feeling of love and affection within the community. And so she just had that inspiration to kind of bring that to the Treasure Valley. And so I know, reached out to several cities and things of that nature. And I'm so glad that we've been one of the first partners on that, bringing that heart initiative to Caldwell. We'll have several of them throughout Caldwell over the next year. Indian Creek Plaza, at the Colonite Rodeo, other places as well, to just kind of, and each of them will be very uniquely designed, and you get a partner with them of how they design that, and they're funding the entire project. So cities do not have to pay for any of that. And then again, you get to design it, depending on your city and where it's at, and then put those out. And again, just a thing for people to see and to be inspired to just care about their community and hopefully care about each other.
I have about 1 minute left with you, and I would love for you to quickly, if you could, talk about you talked about the season of service, which will be in April, but then you have 2 more, the season of learning and the season of giving. Can you quickly talk about that?
Yeah, so with the season of learning, and that really is kind of what helped spur this, was meeting with the Caldwell School District and talking about these initiatives that I had envisioned, and they were so excited about that. So the season of learning would be around middle of August, when school's going back in session, trying to get the kids, not only excited about school and getting back to learning, but also helping those that maybe aren't able to afford school supplies. We can maybe do a community drive to have donations of paper and pencils and things of that nature to get to the kids, so they can have that to go back to school. And then also with the season of giving, we had the giving machines in Caldwell this last year, which was fantastic. Mm-hmm. And again, just a special time of year in December to give back to those in need, whether it's in your time, your money, your community service, whatever it may be, to give back and just show how much you care and to give to the community.
Well, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to talk to us about this. We've been talking with the mayor of Caldwell, Jamin Wagner, talking about the city's Seasons of Caldwell project. I'm Gemma Gaudette, and this is Idaho Matters.
Each morning, it's a new opportunity, a chance to start fresh. Up First from NPR makes each morning an opportunity to learn and to understand. Choose to join the world every morning with Up First, a podcast that hands you everything going on across the globe and down the street, all in 15 minutes or less. Start your day informed and anew with Up First by subscribing wherever you get your podcasts.